Boom. Alright, what's up you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about a few of our favorite metaverse cryptocurrencies, Decentraland, Sandbox, and Render token. All three of these have been outperforming the rest of the market lately, and all three are looking solid on the charts as we move into the month of February. Mod is in breakout mode. We'll definitely be talking more about that. But there are still some macroeconomic concerns present. So the primary question I want to address with you guys today is whether or not the short-term upside that we've been seeing is just a bounce, or whether it may be a continuation of the overall rally to the upside. And hey, maybe even new all-time highs are on the horizon. Okay, so let's quickly go over all of the tabs I want to discuss with you guys today, and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, you guys know the drill, is Trading View, where we will cover Mana, Sand, and RNDR in that order, going down the watch list, talk some price targets, again, talk about the short-term breakout that Mana is seeing, and just talk to you guys about some levels, some key levels that I'm personally eyeballing when it comes to the short term, and once again, whether or not this is just a bounce, a little dead cat bounce off of some of the crazy downside we've seen over the past couple of months, or hey, maybe we're back off to the races. But again, keep in mind, you guys, the macroeconomic environment, what's going on just in general with across the financial markets right now, will definitely impact the price action of all three of the names we're talking about and the entirety of the crypto and stock markets. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I want to preface the video with that. Anyway, you guys know the drill as well. We will talk technicals at the end of the video. Let's talk some fundamentals at first. Just get those fundamental arguments made prior to talking the technicals, okay? Next, the Trading View. We do have coin market cap just to show you guys 24-hour and 7-day price action when necessary. Decentraland currently sitting at number 30. Again, really jumping up the ranks because it's been outperforming most names in the crypto market. So you'll love to see that. Up 20% in the past 24 hours, which is crazy. But love to see Decentraland again. OG Mana working its way up the watch list, or I should say just the crypto rankings in general by CoinMarketCap. So love to see that, but we'll just take a look at this to take a look at 24-hour, 7-day price action once again when necessary. Okay. After that, I want to talk about this because this is an upcoming event that I do think could not only impact the three names we're talking about, but the entire metaverse trend overall, like the optics surrounding the metaverse subsector of both the crypto and equity markets, is Meta Platforms, Facebook's earnings. Okay, so Meta's earnings, almost keeps on wanting to say Facebook. Meta's earnings are on Wednesday, set to release results around 4:05 p.m. Eastern time, followed by an investor call at 5 p.m. Read over a few things here, and I'll just give you guys my 2 cents on why I think this will. I mean, it's pretty obvious if you guys know the drill here, but it's pretty obvious why Meta's earnings might impact the metaverse subsector, but we'll still read over a couple little key points here, and I'll give you guys my 2 cents on that. After that, last piece of news, just a quick article I want to read through with you guys. That was cool, a little late, but hey, we're here now. So Sandbox and Warner Music Group, WMG, to create music-themed land. The subsidiary of Animoca, I don't know, brands and a global music company opened their doors to a new arena for musical entertainment in the metaverse. So this is sick, you guys. We'll just read over this just because, again, from a fundamental perspective, these companies are really scaling. Like, there's really the legitimate things going on in Sandbox, in Decentraland, in Facebook, whatever Facebook's metaverse is, Horizon, which again I do think they will probably discuss in their earnings call and what's going on in their first earnings call as Meta. Okay, so exciting stuff here, you guys. Before we dive into all of these, everything we're going to be talking about today, this is a pretty stacked one. So if you appreciate this, if you gain any value from it, if you just want to hook your boy up, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. If for some reason you are not subscribed, help your boy get to 50K. It really means a lot. And let me know in the comments down below if you're excited about the price action, if you think this is a bounce, or if you think new all-time highs are coming in Q1, Q2 of 2022. Okay, always love to hear you guys' feedback. And before we dive into these articles, just to preface the video, I do want to read through the little excerpt, the little piece I wrote on Decentraland in this morning's newsletter. You guys know the drill. You want to know how I'm personally trading Mana, Sand, all the names we talk about on the channel, all the cryptocurrencies we talk about, all the stocks I talk about, and again, market's shaky, and I'm personally I believe, preparing the portfolio for what I believe will be more downside in the equity markets. But if you guys want to know when I'm picking up the our favorite names at discounts, what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis in my personal portfolio, that's going to be the first link down below. $15 a month, $40 for every 3 months. Really do my best to make that worth your hard-earned money. And of course, along with every breakdown, the complete breakdown of my portfolio, I do update that bad boy every trading day during market hours, and then send out these every morning to you. Okay, email newsletters right to your email inbox. This is just part 2 of a 2-part newsletter. First part explaining my trades, rationalizing my trades, and then this we talk Bitcoin, we talk the equity markets, and this is every morning. All right, so again, first link down below means a lot if you hook it up. But if not, no worries. Appreciate you watching now. Housekeeping over Decentraland. Boom. Decentraland. Misspelled Decentraland right there, is officially in breakout mode. It's pretty crazy to see Mana performing so technically well in this environment, but it's happening. I'm still a bit hesitant on whether or not this uptrend can and will hold in the case that the greater markets see further downside. But if it does prove continued strength in the face of volatility, then I am loading up. We shall see if the metaverse subsector can be the sector that stays afloat in choppy waters, okay? So again, you guys, with everything going on, Facebook's earnings, let's just go over this now. This quarter, Wall Street is expecting earnings to come slightly below last year's levels despite projected revenue growth of roughly 20%. History shows Meta shares gained an average of 2.3% the day after earnings release, according to Bespoke. So what's important here, you guys, and this goes for all, I just talked about this in this exclusive Sunday Stock Watch, also comes to the portfolio newsletter, but in yesterday's exclusive Sunday Stock Watch, I talked about this. We covered all the earnings that are happening this week. Thursday's Amazon. Not going to go over this now, but there's a lot of earnings this week, you guys. And the thing about when big techs, the FANGs, or the MANGs, because Facebook's now Meta, the MANG stocks, when they report their earnings report and their outlook, heavily impacts not only the equity markets, not only the stock market, but all risk markets, okay? Whatever the tech giants are doing is going to be absolutely just amplified when it comes to growth markets, okay? Especially the cryptocurrency market. So the thing about Facebook's earnings, Amazon earnings, Apple and Microsoft did well on earnings. Apple and Microsoft crushing earnings. Outlook, I mean, moving forward, still a little sketch, but I do think that in order for Meta, for Amazon to move up, Alphabet also announces tomorrow at the time of recording. So Tuesday, Alphabet, Google, YouTube reports earnings as well. These earnings will heavily impact, again, the entirety of the growth markets. And because the market's just shaky, we're on thin ice here. Unless these companies absolutely blow expectations out of the water and report killer earnings and killer outlooks, then it's very unlikely that these companies will climb, okay? Interest rates are raising, the macroeconomic environment, once again, raising rates, and just the value of the dollar appreciating is bad for the entirety of assets that trade against the dollar. Okay, you guys know the drill there. But again, just keep an eye out on this, you guys. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to make any claims, but obviously Meta, as the metaverse company, if they impress, if say they sold the load of Oculus headsets during Christmas, which that was definitely one of the hottest gifts of the year, of the Christmas season. If they do come out with that, if they say like demand is crazy, if they say there's the appetite for the metaverse based aspects of their new meta business, then that could be very good for, again, the overall metaverse subsector. Again, not only of the equity markets, but of the cryptocurrency markets too, like Monosand and Render. Okay, so keep an eye out for that, you guys. Just stay tuned. That is Wednesday after market. Okay, so let's read through this guy, and then we'll talk some technicals. Move down here, just a few quick paragraphs. The Sandbox announced Thursday a partnership with WMG to create a musical theme park and concert venue with the gaming metaverse. The Warner Music Group land in the Sandbox will host concerts and live experiences featuring artists and talent represented by WMG. This initiative marked Warner Music's first entry into the non-fungible token NFT metaverse realm, according to a statement shared with Cointelegraph. Its goal is to create immersive social experiences that can empower Warner Music artists. The Sandbox can also provide artists with another outlet to engage with their fans, experiment with virtual entertainment, and generate new revenue streams while reaching a global community. Sebastian Borge, Chief Operations Officer and co-founder of the Sandbox, said that the partnership, quote, brings open metaverse one step forward in the direction of fan-owned and community-driven initiatives. So again, you guys, from just a development perspective, from a scaling perspective, from actual tangible things going on in these metaverses. This is great news. WMG, if you guys know what WMG is, you know the significance that it has in pop culture, in music, in entertainment overall. So this is not a small partnership by any means. This is huge, and again, this is just a sign of what's to come and what the future for these metaverse names brings for the tokens as well, okay? Because remember, Mana and Sand are the native currencies of these new universes, of these metaverses, okay? So speaking of currency, I mean, these things have been printing some USD. Mana USD looking good. Okay, so short term, we are obviously in breakout mode. We're currently on the 4-hour candles. All right, seeing some nice volume. Volume is currently at an average. I mean, this is strike, so that's not average volume is still at 25 million, which is actually really impressive volume, but you're seeing it really pick up here since these lows, since that big sell-off we saw. And right now, at the time of recording, we perfectly tested the previous high set here back on January 20th, just 10 days ago, 11 days ago at the time of recording. And that is obviously going to pose as a ceiling. So what's exciting is the line of resistance, this yellow line right here, has obviously been broken. This is a very significant line of resistance. Surely back to this high on Christmas, the Christmas Day high around or just under $4. Touch point here, very evident, very solid line of resistance. Again, once it was broken, that's when you see this 4-hour spike to the upside right there, looking beautiful, seeing some upside now. But again, this previous high here on just the classic series of lower highs and lower lows is now posing as a ceiling. So what do I want to see to get excited about Decentraland? Because you guys know right now, just again, given everything we've been talking about, given the macro, given the fact that I'm still personally bearish on the equity markets, and again, the equity markets dictate a lot of price action amongst the crypto markets. There's a high level of correlation, especially at this moment in time. So very hesitant there, but technically Mana is looking better than almost any other name, at least on my watch list in the crypto markets. And if we can break this first level here, this previous high, this previous lower high, that would be bullish. That would make me bullish. So if we can close a 4-hour, if we can close a daily, especially just to keep it a conservative around $3, that would excite me. Of course, $3 psychological even as well. But what would really excite me, or what would be the first step in me believing that, hey, maybe we are back to the races, maybe Mana is going to see another wave to the upside, new all-time highs, would be a break of these highs over here. Okay, so where do I want to see Mana? If Mana can see $3.25 a daily, a 4-hour, preferably daily closure above 325, let's even super conservatively $3.30. If Mana can't see $3.30 in general, that would make me bullish, and that is when I'll probably make the next video about where Mana could be going from there. So stay tuned. Let's talk Sandbox and close it out with Render. So Sandbox is coming up on a very relevant, very similar trend line to Mana. So Sandbox, again, you guys, if you remember Riot and Mar from the early days, early 2020, these two act a lot like Riot and Mar, okay? One usually leapfrogs the other, boosts up, but then the other plays catch up, follows suit, and that's just kind of the repetitive process that goes here. So short term, again, Sandbox coming on a very significant line of resistance. Sandbox obviously having this good news. Sandbox does have momentum. Sandbox is still smaller than Mana with a market cap of 3.8 bill, while Mana is at $5 billion. So Sandbox does look pretty damn appealing right now. If Sandbox can break this line of resistance, it'll probably see very similar price action to Mana and just see that parabolic spike up following the line, the break of resistance. And I do think that if that happens, it's very likely that Sandbox does see a quick rip all the way up to test the line of resistance on the long-term downtrend from its all-time high here set on November 24th at about 850. Touch point, main touch point, all-time high, next touch point right here. Long-term line of resistance on the overall downtrend, overall series of lower highs and lower lows. And if we do break this short-term resistance right here, orange line, closure above, 440, whatever it's broken, just because traders are all eyeballing this thing. Whatever this line is broken, again, you guys just go into your trading views for yourself. Draw these stick figure lines for yourself because they do come into play. It's the weirdness and reality of technicals. I do think it's very likely that if this is broken, we could see a quick move up. Early February 3rd, 4th, maybe it'll take a few days to move up. A break of $5 again to test the overall line of resistance, okay? And then if that's broken, if Sandbox can break, at this point by mid-February, $5, if Sandbox can keep $5 by mid-February, that would get me excited. If this overall resistance is broken, that's when, from a technical perspective, you are in long-term breakout mode, and it could get very exciting from there. Okay, so that's Sandbox. Render, kind of similar thing going on here. 2 month again, render touch point here on the shorter term. This orange line is the shorter term from the Christmas high right here, 650-ish. Touch point broke beyond that, broke above that. Now we're ripping. Render is seeing a lot of volatility, and render is actually seeing very impressive volume. Render average volume 2.4 M, which is pretty good for how little liquidity render has. So love to see that. Render, I do think is pretty damn likely. I mean, you can see here, again, similar thing. These previous lower highs are going to pose as a ceiling here. You can see this kind of quadruple top almost happening right here, which don't really like to see, but still render is looking better than most in the market. And hey, I do think it's very possible that render, similar to what we were just talking about in sand, can make its way up here. Now it's broken short-term resistance to test long-term resistance. Touch point, all-time high, $9. Boom, next touch point here, creating the overall line of resistance. And render, I do think can see $4. But again, same story, different chart. I'm not going to get excited until these key levels are broken and these key lines of resistance on the long-term overall downtrends are broken beyond. Okay, so is it possible that we see $4, $4.10 even by early February? Definitely. Okay, so definitely, but unless we break beyond these, unless we, once again, we break these lines of resistance, unless we can close a 4-hour, preferably daily candle, once again, beyond these significant trend lines, then I still believe this is just a bounce, but I would love to see, to see us back to the races, obviously. Okay, so again, you guys let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are, what you're thinking about our metaverse names, what you think about Facebook's earnings. If there's anything you think I missed, please share down below. So I'll catch you guys downstairs. And as always, until next time, take action, make waves. Peace, guys.